Hello, Miss Carol. Good morning, Tanny. Wednesdays are always a little slower. I have to change my own thoughts about that. But we'll give a few more minutes. So what you can do with me is let's open our chakras. Root, second, the third, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and a huge crown. So I pulled cards, and why I'm laughing is it came as an intent to pull two. So what I just saw is two were stuck together. So now we have three. And we'll call in the blue light to surround our gathering. So here's number one. Interesting card for today. Being true. But look how the little circle inside begins to have, I would call the colors of more humanity, not just the light. Good morning, Marianne. I'm true to myself and others. I've removed my mask and stopped creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. You can see here how much is in the darkness. Shame is known to be one of the most difficult patterns to remove. You probably don't even spend time thinking about it. But my first teacher, Luis de la, let's see, my mind is so bad today. De Lama, we had a long discussion from him that if you're capable to begin to see your shame and move it into the light, then know you've had a huge many graduations, because it takes a strength to allow the personality to move into being true. Okay? I'm true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am. I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. Now, the next one was interesting. The divine fruit. Now, look how much light this offers. So this is how it will shift. As you work to improve and free yourself, I strengthen my foundation. My intellect is light. My heart is warmth. My soul is strength. I am nurtured by the divine sun. All our sun talk we've had. The fruit I bear reflects my inner light. And by the way, the sun today is very huge. Oh, wrong one. Haven't done that one. So look at the difference in those from being true and the divine fruit. So the last one of this trilogy is the attainment of unconditional love. My heart is free from resentment towards others. Again, all these things that are, good morning, Carol Bell. And I open the eyes of my heart and discover the light and beauty in every being. I am aware that suffering can cause distress and hurt in people. I see the pure child in everyone and practice forgiveness. Very nice. It's beautiful. So you can see with these three, and that's a lot how they come, there's a growth. So I offer that to you. I want to see if I can go see here. I can't, but in your posts, if you can go there and see it, there should be a notice about Thursday evening, the masterclass with Babaji at 7 o'clock at night. And it is this Thursday. What? Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow night. So if you want to participate in that, there's a pay code there. I think it's $20 or something. And I'm having it on Zoom. When you pay, I will send you the code to get into Zoom to participate. Because all of us, my team and I, felt it was important to be able to discuss and to hear your voice and have you participate. And it allows more of their light to come and be present with you. So that's up there supposedly. I can't reach it from here, but we did it last night. I guess we left and didn't go back to the original page to see if it's there. So here we are today. The sun was bright. Doesn't even look like we're having rain today, which that could change in 5 minutes. Let me see. Interesting. I don't have my phone either. Very unusual. So today, we usually talk about things we want to heal and then have someone come in to speak about that. So, great. Thank you, Marianne. You're going to love it. So for that purpose, I'm not bringing in Babaji or Metatron today, but I do have another lovely being who is a master, and she is in charge of the karmic board. For those of you who may not study the masters, may not know there is such a thing, but when a soul does something that creates karma, they have to go in front of the board, especially if it's someone that's been working with their light to become a master. And okay, thank you, Carol. She's saying she saw the post. Um, I'm on a new thing for my stomach, and my thoughts go. I can see her because she's in front of me. And she is in charge of the karmic board. Yes, imagine that on that level, it is a woman who is in charge. If I can bring her name up. I'm so sorry. I actually put a call in to tell my doctor that this makes me not think well. And she carries an armful of pink flowers and usually wears turquoise. That's how I see her today. Lady Nada. There it is. It came a little late. But, and so those of you who've signed up for the new infusions, that's why I canceled tonight, because I can't have that function happening. So we're putting it out for 2 weeks to make sure I'm over this thing that I'm taking these pills for. So, but we'll get there, and everyone will be ready at that time. So, Lady Nada. See, I wish I could ask, does anyone know her, and see a raise of hands? Can't do that here. So those kind of things we're going to be able to experience with each other on Thursday night, tomorrow. And she is a very, very, I can't speak to the level of love she holds. And understandably, she has big decisions to make. She can't have any personality or any hidden old agendas. She is very, very pure. So I wish for you all, in your own experience, if you're someone that calls in masters, to call out to Lady Nada and give her the option of coming and getting to know you. Maybe some of you already have. So, and she has not like a blonde or gray hair. She has like a light auburn hair. She's very beautiful. So I'm going to move into the surrender and get out of the way and let her have some time to spend with you. And things that she maybe sees that tend to derail people. Maybe. I'm assuming. So I'll see you in a few moments. My news. Well, a very good morning to everyone. May I say, it's not that I hope to see you in the future, but it is lovely having an opportunity to explain to you more of this piece of the journey of a disciple. As you are growing, you are learning. There are things you do and things you no longer do. Some you may be okay with, some that you aren't. But the karma is usually involved with how what you do affects another. So it's almost like becoming a being of light is just that. You are a being of light, and not having a anything that would discolor anyone else's soul or even the world. And every day there is a lot of karma happening. There are those that we don't get them sent to us because they're not part of the journey. Um, Sometimes having things happen does put people upon the journey, but that's not when we see them. We see for those who have forgotten righteousness and honor and respect. So, do we have a lot of people come? Yes, we have a lot of people. Beings, I guess I should say, beings that uh, have vowed to carry the light, that have become disrespectful or lost on their own journey. And there are 7 of us as a total, so it isn't just one being that makes a decision. Uh, but sometimes we do go back and see past behaviors to see if this is a repetitive one or how the being has held their energy throughout their journey. Sometimes we find ones that are very clear and wonder why they've come, and that is sometimes humorous and yet concerning, because it's someone who's not really capable of acknowledging themselves and how far they've grown. So there's a little bit of that mixed in, but we aren't a bunch of Scrooges. We ourselves have lived on the journey, taken the journey, and become chosen to be where we are. So you should move forward on your journey knowing that if it ever comes about to where we meet uh, here within the temple, we will find resolution and a way for you to become again back in living in the light. It isn't that we sentence anyone to anything. It's more to discuss how are you going to release that piece of you? What are you willing to do instead and change in your actions? Now, certainly the one thing you can do here today is you can write a question for me if you have one before I leave. My flowers are always given to me the first thing as I walk in. And that in my heart feels in the appreciation for the balance that I hold, not only of my own energy field, but for the level of the board, and also for some level at some times for different areas. You'll come to understand, depending on where you grow to, there are areas that go through need for discipline, I'll say. And then it will shift and be somewhere else. Misbehavior tends to be a catchy thing. So as you work with your own chakras and your own alignment with yourself, you are doing the best you can to not get pulled into that energy. And that would be a great focus for you to have. So I guess the thought of me is a great new experience because I do not see a question. So, Marianne, I know that you have, I have seen your energy and your grouping. How are you feeling today about the karmic board? Do you mind responding? Isn't it interesting? There's 7 of you out there. Good morning, Marby. We're talking to I am Lady Nada of the Karmic Board, and I am looking for questions. I would have plenty to say if you give me a thought that you would like to ask about? So perhaps I will let TheoSophia know to discover someone else. But you know of my existence, and if you ever need help with karma, whether I see you, oh, here, honestly, I was just wondering, an outpost, wait a minute, wondered, an outpost, W, patriarch, in my group. I don't understand, I'm sorry. I was just wondered, an outpost where patriarchs, my group. Well, if any of you know that there's someone who is even feeling regrets, you can have them to go in a meditation and call out to the karmic board, and we will bring everything to a righteous place. That is what we're for. Sometimes people want to do things, they wrong word, sorry, fallout. Okay. What are the karmic repercussions for people who commit suicide? It's very interesting when there have been movies and things that show suicide as not what it is. There is no hell that you are taken to. Everyone goes over a past review of their lives, and things that they need to work on, and they'll be put into levels of schooling to help them with that. Now, for the person who plans suicide, that is also, that person would not only just go to schooling to understand more, but also for some health officials that are now upon in the heavens to help them understand and have different wording and changing their brain effect upon their body. Some of that comes from a dormancy that can occur, and I'm not going to be able to tell you the name, but as we've worked on this, they found it can happen in the uterus, when the bodies of the babies being held within the mother, and that the liquid to the brain becomes distorted. So it is never to see that that's a negative. It's to understand that person needs help. And I want you to see the way we turn that around from the way humans think. We get help for that person. And if it becomes to where they want to go back for another life, then they are well screened and discussed with a master also to see where they're coming from. So, yes, it is not like how your humankind sees suicide. All right. I guess I didn't understand the other two. Did my best to be honorable, but was unsure if we were okay now as he is no longer alive. So now again, you're talking about someone who's passed and you were not finished with your business. Is that correct? How I'm understanding that? And I'm understanding perhaps there was some kind of karmic thing. And truly, you can easily ask yourself, for many people move lifetimes and still carry karma. Like Your parents may choose you for them to be able to release karma. So it isn't a bad thing. It's a thing that prevents you from being light. And hers is yes, something like that. So one of the major responses we give to people is to spend time with God and asking for blessings for whomever the person is and for yourself. Now, in dream time is a lot where karmic things are handled. And you may get a heads up if you receive a dream. All of a sudden you have a dream and you know you're with the masters. You know that there's like an intention with what's being played out. Then you need to look inside, because it may be your consciousness trying to save you a trip up to see us, although it's not a bad thing. But yes, dreams are powerful. Dreams are messages, you see. So I guess I need more clarity with your words, and that's my TheoSophia's issue with you too, because it makes me not completely understand what you're wanting or if you're needing anything from me. But I hope you can hear that it's not like here, like you're put in somewhere where you gotta break up cement and live for forever there. No, that is not what we do. We are here to help have people understand that, there's a blessing. There's a blessing in being alive. And if it's someone who's considered taking a life, perhaps they will be found at certain times that they need to report to a certain place. And it all gets taken care of. So let me see. Is the karmic board actively involved in our past life review, for example, in choosing our next incarnation? No. There's only 7 of us and millions of people, but we will be called in if something seems awry. Thank you, Lauren. We're all well. We're in a deep conversation about the karmic board. For instance, one could have an issue with a father or a mother, and it's hard sometimes, if they certainly aren't even in healing work, to understand that usually parents who have karma with the child may call it in again or reverse and become the child to a mother. That, you see, it's all much bigger and broader than you can imagine. So light from the karmic board, we spend so much time a day offering light to all souls of being at peace and being loving. We hope to have a time when people don't have to come here to see us. Did I come anywhere near to answer your question, Marianne? Good morning, Sandy H. Yes, that's why it's important, and we want to begin to come forward so that maybe in the textbook you read there's a karmic board. You think you're okay? I'm just sorry I didn't understand your writings. I did my best to. So you can write again, Marianne, and try to help me understand the flow of what you want me to look at. So Marby, so at some point, if you're ready, it's to sit and see what the karma was between the two of you. And if you're feeling free, then that might be an indicator that you have. And it'll be your mother's choice to help whatever she does with that situation, you see. All right. Well, I'll wish the highest and best good, and maybe sometime today you can sit and call Lady Nada in, who's me, and you and I can have a talk. How's that? If you're not to that point, maybe there'll be a better time, another time, here on TheoSophia's channel for us to do that. Okay, many blessings. Yes, I'm not always understanding the the intent with words that you have. I'm taking a minute to look at different fields here. Yes, in this moment I'm speaking Lady Nada. Do you know me? This is Lauren. So who was I talking to? It's a wonderful thing for me to be able to put the screen down of being untouchable and to become real. I'm going to share with the others on the board that they should do the same. They don't even know our name. So, yeah. Well, here I am. There are no mistakes. TheoSophia is a very powerful being. So what you ask for from here may be heard better than other places. So, but again, you would have to call me in and be of the light to be able to hear and see me. But you can work towards that or talk with someone who does have that ability. Yes. On the whole, if you have that view to stand back like I do, you would be quite proud of how the light is being handled by the majority of the people. Well, I'm going to say one phrase for you. Your divine feminine is strong. I'm getting a lot of vibes from you when I say that. And doesn't need all the things she thinks she needs to live. And you will have to unwrap that, because some of the things you do and think you have to have are creating the upheaval in your world. I am the leader of the karmic board, Lady Nada. That's all at this point I can say, because you would not comprehend. Any other questions? And you're very welcome, Lauren. I can only laugh and feel the joy in all where you've come from, speaking many, many lifetimes ago, and you would all be humbled by you if you could understand. why the human then comes back into this world without actually having that remembrance is interesting to me, because it would change a lot of what each of you do. So know that karma finds itself and helps you find out about it so you can grow more. But it is interesting to see. I not very often see numerous people out of my stay. Well, how you get into your Akashic records is you speak to someone who reads them. I believe the husband of TheoSophia does do that. Good morning, Elizabeth Ann. How are you? Thank you for joining us. And you have my beautiful symbol of the rainbow. That must be why you're coming. All right. Did you have a question, Elizabeth Ann? Perhaps if you all take a moment, you can smell. And this is all dependent on where you all are. I think there are some who would smell my beautiful pink roses I received today. Yes. Well, you see, where I am, there isn't a wrong, there is a misunderstood. So there's a difference in how the intelligence of a soul perceives things. Yes. So we're out here, we're working, and and, uh, and any questions? Do countries have karma, or are leaders when they cause harm? Well, understand there's still a choice, even in a country, because a leader may make a decision, but not always does everybody go along with that choice. Again, being proposed within yourself, well, what do I do? Where do I go? And what do I want to support? So many of these kinds of decisions are happening every day. So, yes, that's how I will answer that. It's all dependent in a lot of things, and things move fast. That is the goal, to not have karma, to be in perfection of the light. May take many, many lifetimes. It's not going to happen in one. Elizabeth Ann, thank you for coming back. I live by the beach, and the beach roses are my favorite. Yesterday I had the chance to visit and smell them. Well, no mistakes, are there? I hope a number of you can smell my beautiful pink roses that are being here in the light. It's intense. It's beautiful. So I'm going to wish you well. And if I see you again, I hope it is in this kind of scenario. And do your best to bring all of who you are, your different chakras, into balance and into light. And there's really not a need to perform karma to evolve. It's about loving it and allowing it to enhance itself in a different way. Well, we'll see for a minute how many do smell the roses. Can you carry karma from your ancestral lineage, not your own? No. No. nada, N-A-D-A, nada. All right. Many blessings to all of you. Enjoy. No, I'm sure she doesn't matter. If it bothered her, she wouldn't have said something. But it's important you know who you have met. So maybe you can answer your question yourself, Paul. Can you carry karma from your ancestral lineage, not your own? Because you may be in a number of numerous lineages, and it's always what your one set of consciousness needs or has to become aware of what's focused in that expression in your brain of what you need. You see, once you have left the earth and when you come back, you start out renewed, but the focus becomes on what yet you haven't learned, not from other lifetimes, but from your lineage within you. You're welcome, Lauren. Okay. I tell you, she's very sweet, and you wouldn't think her as the one that was in charge. But believe me, like whoever asked the question about femininity, I guess that was Lauren. She is a strong woman. Yeah. Well, I'm glad so many of you came today. So who could smell her roses? Anybody? Guess I gotta go down the bottom, huh? Yeah. You might all of a sudden sometime today get a whiff. You know, she doesn't live on the same timeline we do. And she was standing there waiting for a few minutes, but we must have caught her at a good time. Thank you for the clarity, Mother TheoSophia, and all gratitude for your time and guidance, Lady Nada. Many blessings to all of you. And hopefully it's going to help you want to have the desire to get where you can have conversations with some of the other beings and own who you are. Elizabeth Ann, she can smell them. How about that? Now, I was trying, but no, I didn't smell. It's a relaxation in the second and the root. Okay, so think about that. Maybe some of you have things going on in the second. So see, Elizabeth knows how to smell roses. So that's why she could again. So development of the chakras ignite and bring a lot of unique things. You know, there's a lot of gifts everybody has, and some people move on to another life never knowing. You know? Exactly. See, I could tell. So the rest of you go, oh, how would you do that? That's one of her gifts, and she knows it. So when you get quiet and start meditating every day, things come to you, things show themselves to you. Okay, Barbara. And I can see that would be true of you because I see you as a woman very in harmony with nature. Just like with you, I would say the desert. And I see you on the sand immediately, and that dryness. There's very few people I see on a grassy knoll. Uh, does that ring a bell to you, Barbara? I also am very sensitive to scent, so I do understand. It began as a huge allergy. If I was teaching school and someone came with a ton of perfume on, we had no school that day. I could not open my throat. Certainly, it's got beyond that, but gifts sometimes show up first as a problem, and people sometimes don't get that. Yeah, I just asked a question. Marianne also smells sometimes. Yeah, there's so many gifts. Maybe sometime we're going to have the Thursday night thing with Babaji. You might find out more about things and have a different perception of how to think of yourself when you're meditating. Well, you were the one that asked for femininity, right? Which is the left side. We can't always take our logical mind to understand the masters because they're beyond that. You have to see they are beyond that. So, from what you were speaking with her about, that makes complete sense to me. Well, I haven't experienced that with you and haven't seen it in your field. I'm just saying, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But most of the times in messages and that which come, it is. Well, I won't explain it. That's for you to figure out. Uh-huh. I've smelt Jesus Christ before when he showed up. Interesting. So I want to encourage you to be aware of the frequency and the vibration. Having that is a great gift. How do I know? Well, I think there's so many different things and ways I know. There's not a simple way to explain, but you learn as you grow and you're on your journey. And which question are you asking? How do you know about? Are you asking Lauren? Are you asking me? Lauren, how do you know that's Jesus when he shows up? How would you know if Moses shows up? See, we all would have a different answer for however we've journeyed through life. Um, that which is a gift that we have would show up. Say, what? But I want to. Lauren, do you want to answer that or don't have an answer? It's okay. A sense of him. I have asked him if it was him. All right. So you have prayed to him a lot. People who you pray to a lot show up. God himself shows me various times. One day I was doing a bija mantra, and he told me to go over and look out the back window by the screen. And I looked, and 3 deer came running down. And for me and Douglas, every time we went somewhere, always 3 deer, usually one with the horns, would show up that we were at the right place where we're being thanked. So there they were. I know when my grandma's around, I'll smell lavender. My mom wore Jergens lotion, so I'll smell that scent. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So if you, maybe 5 times I'm saying, call in Lady Nada, you might get to where you can smell her roses because you have that gift. Okay. Well, it's time I get going. And yeah, I think I have a 12 o'clock today. But it was a wonderful morning. I hope you all decide to come. This is what it's going to be like, other than we're going to be where you can talk to the Master Babaji tomorrow. He and Metatron has added his name, so it's going to be quite an experience. And 7 p.m. Eastern, as you pay, I will be sending you the link to get into Zoom. It's going to be on Zoom. All right. You're all very welcome. I so appreciate all of you. I'm excited because I can feel every day we're together, someone's learning something, someone's growing. And sometimes I think, wow, I wish I had someone like that. So this is good. You're going to be surprised how your lives change. And I'll say happy weekend to those who aren't coming tomorrow night, but we have another whole experience tomorrow night to experience at 7 o'clock. It should be on the thing. I think you are all beautiful. Thank you.